New York's Mayor, Eric Adams, he's about to send out another round of prepaid debit cards for the migrants that we have here in the city. He's getting pushback from both sides of the aisle. Republican New York City Councilman Joe Borelli, he joins me now, a fellow council member, now a Democrat, said the gravy train for the migrants has to stop. Why is Adams continuing with this kind of program?
It's just insane that this is now approaching year 3. October will be the start of year 3 of this migrant crisis. Yeah. And now we've only realized that the least worst way of handling this is just to give them more free debit cards. That's the rationale, by the way, that this just happens to be cheaper than anything else we've tried before. The problem is, as my Democratic colleague Bob Holden pointed out, the gravy train is what's attracting people. And now you're seeing not just Republicans and Democrats who might be moderate, but you mentioned the Queensborough president. This is a guy who embraced sanctuary city policies, waved the flag of woke progressivism, and is now suddenly realizing that his constituents, whether they're black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, are getting sick of massive migrant encampments in their towns, in their cities, in hotels that might have occupied their neighborhoods.
Look, 1,100, Lauren just told, 1,100 migrants every single week arrive in New York City. Does New York get any money from the feds for housing them, feeding them, and policing them, and health care? Any money from the feds at all?
No, the feds have been completely shortchanging New York City. This is essentially a federal problem. This is a problem that starts with Joe Biden at the border, will not be corrected until Joe Biden is not the president of the United States. And unfortunately, it's up to the city of New York taxpayers. And again, they're partially to blame. They elected people all around this city and state who've touted sanctuary city policy. So I'm not saying that we're without our blame. But this is a federal problem. The federal government has not put up any money. The state government has put up some money, but ultimately it's $12 billion coming out of New York City's pocket over 3 years that could have went to park, to firehouses, to anything. We could have sent kids a free ice cream cone for all I care.
Quick one on this one. A settlement's been reached on a lawsuit filed by Jewish students against NYU. They claim the school failed to stop anti-Semitism on campus. NYU's agreed to strengthen existing measures. There was some sort of compensation given out as well, but the amount wasn't disclosed. Is this enough for what NYU is doing?
No. Colleges here in New York, whether they're public or private, have had an anti-Semitism problem on full display for the last few months. And frankly, we saw this happen also at Columbia, where these 3 deans were texting each other emojis and rolling their eyes about a conversation about anti-Semitism. Those deans are on leave. They're not even fired. They're on leave. They're getting paid to stay home. That seems like a reward to me, not a punishment. But this is a problem here in New York City. It's a problem in a lot of our quote-unquote elite institutions. And frankly, these Ivy League schools, these elite schools, are doing a better job than any PR guy in selling people on state schools, on regular colleges around this country.
Got it. Joe Borelli, thanks for being with us. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you, sir.